Stauffenberg with his third pick of the night. That'll give the Tigers a first down.
I don't know where we left off. If you just want to recap the interception.
2-yard line.
And we're back. I don't know what happened with the technical difficulties there. We do apologize. There is no excuse there because we have missed a great game. I looked down and someone told me that our Wi-Fi was just not working. We're plugged into the Ethernet at the stadium here. But we do apologize. Ernie, you've been broadcasting the game as if we never left. What happened?
Well, Lander leading 24-13. We just had an exchange of turnovers, and Stauffenberg just intercepted a pass down at the 2-yard line. Here's a carry on the far side by one of our sevens. It's either Gabe or Matisse, and he brings it out to the 5-yard line, so it'll be a 3-yard gain. And I believe that was, who was that who carried? I couldn't see. It's in the dark part of the field here. So there's 8:45 to go in the game, folks. The Tigers have got the ball at the 5-yard line, a 3-yard gain by somebody. And it's second down and about 7 or 8 yards to go for the Tigers. And Lander is leading 24-13. We'll have to recap the scoring summary here when we get a break. There's the handoff to the second man through, and it's Matisse, and he's up to the first down yardage at the 15-yard line. 10 yards on the play. Or is that Gabe? Oh, that was Gabe Harris. Well, I tell you what, Sean, we've been trading who has the football. It's kind of like where's Waldo?
Yeah, this has been a very interesting game with the turnovers that have just happened in the last 5 minutes. I mean, this game has been pretty crazy, and I feel so bad. To all of our 93.9 radio listeners, we do apologize. We had technical 93.1. I am so sorry again. 93.1 KFCW. We apologize for some technical difficulties we got going, and we will recap everything that you guys might have missed, and that is just a big blown-up tackle in the back. Caden Rowan, yeah.
Rowan with the ball. He gets 1 yard. He has 4 yards on carry. So he's back at the, they're going to mark him at the 13-yard line. So that is a loss on the play for the Tigers. It's second down, 12 yards to go. And for the first time, Worland came into the backfield that time and made the tackle.
Yeah, that's what they need to do if they want to stop the run up here. Second and 12. I don't see Worland lining up very many people deep.
7:10 to go. On the near side, here's Stauffenberg. He's got a little bit of a lane. He's got a first down and more. He's still running and rolls out of bounds at the 38-yard line. That is a 25-yard run by Stauffenberg. Great run by Brennan, and the Tigers have a first down now at the 38-yard line. That was a great run, Sean.
It was, and he high-stepped a couple extra yards out of it. I love when they do that. And, 24-13, they could run out quite a bit of this clock. He did step out of bounds, so it stopped at 7:04 left in the fourth quarter. Moving right to left on your radio dial, and he was very easily going to get a touchdown if they didn't push him close to the out-of-bounds line.
Tigers leading 24-13, 7 minutes to go. Hash mark on the near side, one man in the backfield. Under center is Stauffenberg. There's the handoff to Matisse Weaver, straight ahead to the 40-yard line. 2 yards on the gain, and they're, I believe, what we call this in football is running the clock, Sean.
Yes, and that is what they are going to start doing for sure. If they can get this down to a couple minutes, they don't have to worry about Worland getting any sort of pass over the heads of their defensive backs.
6.5 minutes to go in the game, 24-13, Lander with the lead and the football. We had 3 turnovers in a row here just a few moments ago when we were off the air. Back to back to back. But fortunately, Lander has the best of it now. Back to pass is Stauffenberg. He's got an open receiver, and he's open on the far sideline to the 50, the 45, 40, 35-yard line.
That was Matisse, man.
That was Matisse Weaver.
What a strong run after he caught the ball.
So the Tigers go from the 40-yard line across midfield down to the 35, so that's 15. That is a 25-yard pass play, to Matisse Weaver, 25 yards. And that is Weaver's, he is now over 100 yards. He now has 116 yards on through the air. And Stauffenberg now with 157 yards through the air. Good day for Brennan Stauffenberg. Here's the snap. It's low. Stauffenberg keeps it. He breaks one tackle, breaks another close to the first down, about the 26, 27-yard line.
He loves those keeper plays where he's able to fake out the defense with a fake to the running back. He just loves to burst up the middle right when all the defenders think that the ball is going to the running back.
He has 71 yards on the ground following that last carry. Tigers have it first down, a long one to go. Clock moving at 5:15 to go. On the near side, Stevenson. In the backfield, Weaver.
He moved from the shotgun formation up to under center. I would imagine this is a QB sneak or a hard count, one or the other, but they're trying to get this second down and 2.
Here's the handoff, goes to Rowan. Rowan's got the first down and more inside the 20-yard line, down to the 19.
Down to the Tiger, or the Warrior 20-yard
Now they're going to mark it at the 20. So that was Rowan, a great run that time, 7 yards.
I believe that was Weaver, actually.
Was that Weaver?
That's what the PA just said, but everyone up here is having some trouble. Matisse has had some trouble, and we've had some trouble up here as well.
Well, it is dark outside, and we do have them moving into the dark side of the field. Hopefully not the dark side of the force. Okay, here comes the Tigers up to the line of scrimmage. Twins on both sides. The snap is on the ground. Weaver picks it up. Stauffenberg picks it up. He does a spin move, gets out of trouble inside the 15 down to the 14. 6 yards on the carry. 77 yards on 11 carries now for Brennan Stauffenberg. Great game on the ground.
And look at how much time they've bled off. Just since we started talking about bleeding the clock, it's been 3.5 minutes. So just over 4 minutes to go in the game. And again, we're going to give you a recap of everything we missed once we figure out exactly where it all stopped working. But right now, you're not missing much. Lander is just going off on this Worland defense right now.
Here come the Tigers, one man in the backfield. Singles on both sides. Under center is Stauffenberg. Long count. And he calls timeout.
Yeah, he didn't like the look of that defense.
Well, we have timeout on the field, 3:45 to go. Let's recap some of where we've been. As we said, we didn't know exactly where the broadcast dropped, but the Tigers' scores today have been on a 3-yard run by Harris, on a 35-yard pass to Stevenson, on a 31-yard field goal by Weaver, and on a 2-yard run by Harris. And that is leading the Tigers to a 24 to 13 lead. And we've only got 3:45 left in the game, Sean.
Yeah, this has been one heck of a game, and we might want to recap the whole third quarter, which is very disappointing because this has been a great game. Technical difficulties have plagued this kit that we have out in the cold. I don't really know exactly how it happened, but we do apologize. The third quarter, Ernie, how did that go after halftime?
Well, after halftime, Lander had the run back to the 50-yard line, and that ended up in the 2-yard touchdown by Harris. Worland got the ball. The Tigers were able to hold them. Lander got the ball back, and it was a 4 and out on the punt. They had a penalty in there. Then on the Worland had the ball at the 35. Jesse Dollard had an interception. Lander gave it right back on the fumble. Then Worland had the ball, and Stauffenberg had the interception. There's Matisse Weaver with the carry going nowhere on second down and 4 yards to go from the 14-yard line. Lander has the basketball. 3:33 to go in the game. Tigers are content to run the ball and run the clock, leading by 11 points here in this very important conference game. If the Tigers continue to hold the lead, they will go to 5-2 on the season, and that is going to be a great game setting up next week's clash at number 1 Douglas.
Yeah, Douglas, I mean, they just routed the Wolverines last week. I'm excited to see what the game against Lander looks like.
14-yard line. There's the snap. A bootleg. There's the pass into the end zone. No, just at the 1-yard line. And that's Gabe Harris with the call. Or no, that's Matisse. Matisse Weaver to the 2-yard line. A 12-yard pass by Stauffenberg. He now has 169 yards passing. And Weaver on that now has 128 yards in receiving. So the Tigers knocking on the door. 2:45 to go. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line. They're in the huddle. Coach John Scott calling the play from the sideline. Now Scott sends in the play, and he starts walking up and down the sideline when he's nervous.
Yeah, he paces a lot for a coach that's up by 2 scores.
He's up at the 40. Okay, Tigers, there's the handoff straight up the middle. Can they push him across the line? And no, and we have a flag on the play. We have a face mask call that's coming up, and I'm not sure who. And look at Stauffenberg. He doesn't have his helmet. Somebody ripped off Stauffenberg's helmet, and the official is walking him back to the huddle. He's going to have to come out of the game, maybe. Is that the rule in high school, too?
It might be. They might call a timeout to get out of that, but.
Well, they got a face mask penalty against Worland. Stauffenberg had his helmet ripped off right at the goal line. So it's half the distance to the goal, a personal foul. You can't get any closer to the goal line, Sean, than the Lander Tigers are right now. It's inches away from the goal line. 2:19 to go in the game. Tigers looking to put the proverbial nail in the coffin here with this.
Yeah, this
coming up play. 1st and goal.
They're up 11. They're comfortably in the lead. I don't think that they have any fear right now. But if they knock this in, this is just insurance and icing on the cake.
Stauffenberg under center, straight ahead. Touchdown, Tigers. Wait a minute. Hold the phone. They're not saying touchdown. It looked like he was well over the goal line.
That was a goal.
They didn't make it. It's 2nd down and goal. Boy, I sure looked like he was in.
Yeah, it went from 1st and 6 inches to 2nd and 3 inches. So I would be very surprised if they don't do the exact same thing right here. Stauffenberg is coming back to the line, though, looking for some help. He's holding his elbow.
Yeah, he's got something wrong with his elbow, and the trainer, Simon, comes out there. But Stauffenberg says, no, I want to score a touchdown, so let's get back. Okay, it is 2nd and goal from, 3 millimeters. 3 centimeters.
It's
close.
I'm going to zoom in on the ball here. If you're watching on Wild Today's stream, it is basically the tip of the ball is already crossing the plane.
Yeah. And Lander's going to take a timeout. Clock is down to 1 minute and 13 seconds. Tigers take a timeout, and we have timeout on the field.
Enjoy family day, a night event, entered a craft show, or showed your livestock. Thank you for all your efforts. We'll be moving and grooving next year, so stay tuned.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
There's the call in the line, and they say no again. I can't believe it. Stauffenberg is a big guy, and he leaned over the center, and it looked like he was in the end zone for the 2nd straight time, and the side judge said no. They can't get any closer to the end zone than they are right now.
And
it's unbelievable.
And now Worland's calling a timeout. Coach Scott is going out there and letting these refs have an earful. These refs have been talking to John Scott more than they've talked to themselves tonight.
Yeah, he's calling him over saying, what the heck is the deal? I mean, we're 50 yards away, and we can see Stauffenberg going into the end zone.
Well, and all he has to do when he gets the ball in his hands is just reach over his center's helmet and cross. And, the refs are talking about it, too. Maybe the line judge is just getting a different look at it. But, yep, he's calling it inches short.
Yeah, I can't believe it. 3 plays in a row, and the Tigers haven't moved more than a centimeter. And we can see it from up here that he's leaning over and he's being pushed across the line, but they won't call it.
It's funny.
They call it the forward progress.
The Lander coaches behind us are just – I mean, we're very lucky that these double pane glass windows are shut entirely and soundproof, because they're probably just as mad as Coach John Scott down there. They're just able to say a lot more.
Okay, here come the Tigers up to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and goal. And under center. There's the push.
There we go. There's a touchdown.
Lander, finally.
And it only took 4 tries and 6 inches.
Yeah, that was it. And, of course, Stauffenberg did exactly what you said. He held the ball up over, and Stauffenberg gets the touchdown with 53 seconds to go in the game. The Tigers are en route to their 5th victory of the year.
And that they've been talking about it all season, and they talked about it ever since their quarterfinal loss last year. Their goal this year isn't just to be good in the regular season and get into the postseason. They've lost in the quarterfinals, 3 straight years? 4 straight years. Their goal this year is to just beat that quarterfinal curse that they have. And if they play like this, they have a good chance.
The kick is up, it's long enough, it's high enough, and it is good enough. Lander 31 and Worland 13. Back after this.
Riverton's Hampton Inn & Suites is proud to sponsor our youth athletics in Fremont County. Fremont County school athletics provide our youth timeless experiences and lessons that can lead to success for life. Setting goals, teamwork, and hard work make young athletes into good citizens.
A proud sponsor of this broadcast is Bailey Enterprises. For over 50 years, Bailey has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey. In any sport, athletes face the chance of sustaining an injury. According to the Athletic Training Association, 90% of student athletes reported some sort of sports-related injury. What's more, is 54% report playing while injured. For various reasons, sports-related injuries are increasingly leaving our youth at risk of exposure to opioid-based pain medication. Fremont WhenTheGameSlowsDown.com is here to help navigate monitoring medication, social support, and suggestions on what to do when the game slows down. Brought to you by Fremont County Prevention Program.
Papa Murphy's is proud to sponsor this week's Player of the Game. For a limited time, enjoy a Papa Murphy's barbecue chicken pizza made with KC Masterpiece barbecue sauce. After the game or anytime, you can't beat the fresh ingredients and authentic flavor of a Papa Murphy's Take and Bake pizza. And you know it's baked right every time because you baked it yourself. Papa Murphy's on North Federal in Riverton. Drop in or order online at papamurphys.com. Go Wolverines!
Okay, the kick from Matisse Weaver goes all the way through the end zone. Surprise, surprise, and the Tigers on defense. 53 seconds to go in the game. Worland will have it first down, 10 yards to go, and we've seen a humdinger here tonight, Sean.
Yes, we have. Lander's offense is firing on all cylinders. If they're getting stopped on the run, they're making it work with the pass and vice versa. So this is an exciting offense heading into the last week of the season.
And we have a whistle and a flag.
Looks like false start.
Yeah, it's a false start. By the way, that last touchdown drive for the Tigers, 13 plays, 98 yards.
That is matriculating down the field. That is the definition of that.
That is right. So the penalty moves Worland back to the 15-yard line. First down 10, 53 seconds to go.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised with the moxie that this quarterback has, Carter Clark, if they don't just throw some sort of Hail Mary or maybe middle of the field deep slant and just see what they can get. They've already accepted, I think, that they lost, but this doesn't seem like the kind of team to just give up with 53 seconds.
Okay, here's a halfback option pitch, and it goes nowhere. And they're going to lose yardage all the way back. And no, I thought that was a flag. It was a kid throwing a football.
Yeah, these kids are throwing little yellow footballs on the sideline.
Yeah.
What? Who allowed that?
Yeah.
And they're going to call a timeout. Worland. We will be right back after a word from our sponsors.
You need an oil change, but you don't have a lot of time. Expressway Lubes on South Federal in Riverton and Highway 789 in Lander provide a fast, professional lube, oil, and filter change. Expressway Lubes, locally owned and proud to support our local student athletes.
Visit Lander Gambles to make your home feel like new. They will beat any competitor's price. Stop by to speak to one of the sales agents or visit LanderGambles.com. Lander Gambles will help you find the perfect product that fits your budget and lifestyle. Lander Gambles, 420 Main Street, Lander, Wyoming.
My name is Sarah Lowe, and
we are back here. 44 seconds to go. Lander up 31-13. Worland with last-ditch efforts here to go home on a good note with maybe a touchdown, an extra touchdown in their pocket. We'll see what they do here.
All right, Twins off to the left side, single receiver off to the right. Taking a long, long time here. Now they move Gonzalez back. There's a pitch over to him, a pass. Weaver's got him, and he tackles him behind the line of scrimmage. Great pursuit by Matisse Weaver.
That was great pursuit. That was just a strange-looking pre-snap motion. The running back went from the left of the quarterback and just walked backwards, and as he hiked the ball, just ran out and got a little pass behind him about 5 yards, 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And he had nowhere to go. Matisse was just holding them down. And Ernie, I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to stick through this timeout here. We can talk a little bit about how the Lander Tigers have done so much. That 98-yard drive is not the first long drive that they've had so far today. They had a 80-yard drive and a 71-yard drive and a 64-yard drive. They've just been doing it all night. They don't even get the good field position like they got against Riverton or against Rawlins, and they're doing everything right now.
Yeah, they certainly are. They're playing. This is their best game of the year other than Riverton. They had to come from behind with Riverton. Here's the pass play over to the sideline. Nothing doing, out of bounds, short gain, and they run out of bounds. 26 seconds. This last series by Worland is going to take longer in the fourth period.
Yeah, they could have done a lot with this drive, and instead they've basically gone backwards, and now they're at the line of scrimmage again. Fourth down, I just don't understand. If you're the coach, you know you've lost. Why not just try something long? They were doing so well throwing the long ball early in the first quarter. Just go back to it. It was working. They left it alone, and
well, maybe we'll see it on this play.
Maybe this would be the Hail Mary play I'd want. 4th and 10.
All right.
A little bit of a false start.
Long pass. Oh, it's not that long, and there's caught right away. Only a short gain, and that's going to be the game. The Tigers can run out the clock now. That was a 4th down play. They only got 4 yards on the play. Well, you know, that's a mystery. Why didn't they go long?
I don't know. Gabe Harris and the rest of the defense looked like they were going to play a little bit deeper, and Gabe just kind of stayed around the middle and waited for that pass just about 5 yards past the line of scrimmage. Good job for Gabe.
My favorite position here, or formation, the victory formation.
The victory formation.
Yeah, the victory formation. Tigers lead it 31-13, 20 seconds to go. Lander has the ball at the 24-yard line of Worland. Everyone is in tight. I think Stauffenberg's just going to take a knee here. They're talking about it in the huddle, and he does. That's going to be the game. 17 seconds, and it's clicking down. And the Tigers are going to go to 5-2 on the season, defeating the Worland Warriors 31-13 in what has been an excellent game, Sean.
Yes, it has. I don't know if Lander could have asked for very much more on the offensive side. There was plenty of room for growth there in the first quarter, but they just did everything right here. And yeah, Coach Scott is walking with the ref, just saying, "Hey, I don't know what you guys are thinking," but he's just pointing back to the to the end zone back there. And I'm sure the refs are tired of hearing from John Scott, but
they need to hear that, because that side judge, I just don't understand why it took him 4 plays to score when from here we could see Stauffenberg going over the end line.
And I'm sure Worland was almost hoping that it would get in the end zone as well. I know that sounds crazy to think from a defensive. They wanted more time to score. They wanted more time to play. And I'm like 99% positive that one of those refs probably saw a touchdown but was just a little bit less keen to call it a touchdown for some reason.
Well, it's a Lander victory. And the Tigers are lining up for their post-game calisthenics. The teams are still shaking hands here at midfield. Our final score again, Lander Valley 31 and Worland 13. And we'll be back with our Click It or Ticket post-game show. We also want to thank Central Wyoming College for the halftime show today. We didn't get a chance to talk to them about much, but thanks CWC for the halftime show. Click It and Ticket for the post-game show. We'll be back after this.
In Fremont County for 13 years. I didn't know much about therapy in general until I got injured in October of 20 chasing a cow. So I had to get shoulder surgery. And after my surgery with Fremont Orthopedics, I went to Fremont Therapy. And they were really excited to see you. So it was a really warm, welcoming experience. We tried all sorts of different methods to increase and make sure I had the best mobility for my job. Rachel's a firecracker. She's just a little spitfire. It was fantastic, a great environment to go and have your therapy.
Snyder Signature Properties would like to give a huge shout out to the local sports of Fremont County. They are here to support your team and your local home real estate needs. Call today to see how Snyder Signature Properties can help you buy and sell your next property. Good luck to all Fremont County athletes.
When repairs are complete after a collision, you expect your car, SUV, or truck to look like new. That's the service you'll receive at Stork Auto Body in Riverton. Professionalism and meticulous attention to detail. You can depend on Stork Auto Body, 841 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
It's Physical Therapy Month.
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 It's Physical Therapy Month. October is National Physical Therapy Month, and here at Teton Therapy we are celebrating all month long. In our Lander and Riverton clinics, we're hosting special events, celebrations, and great giveaways for our patients, past, present, and future. Check us out at Teton Therapy PC on Facebook for more details.
Whatever. I like April better.
Hometown Freedom Healthcare, making healthcare great. Providing coverage in family medicine, women's health, pediatrics, and mental health. Meet providers Tara Blumenshine, Adina Vasco, and Jessica Rodriguez. Come see us at Hometown Freedom Healthcare, locally owned, 463-0541.
Back when I was riding in rodeos, I always made sure I was locked in, good and tight. Now as a touring musician, crisscrossing the country, I still make sure I'm locked in, good and tight. Of course I do.
Hauling ass, heading south, down the road in a gold Cadillac, coupe to fill.
Buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Okay, back again on our Click It or Ticket post-game show. Again, the final score here in Lander, the Tigers 31 and Worland 13. And we have Evan Stevenson with us right now. Evan, we had you on last week, but it turned out that something went wrong and we didn't get to hear from you. So you had another touchdown today.
Yep.
You had a couple of touchdowns the week before. You had the big score against Riverton the week before that. So tell us, how are you guys doing now that you've got 5 wins in a row?
Yeah, we're doing great.
We're
doing great. This is a team game, to be honest. It takes all of us to win a game, not just one person.
Right. But you've been successful now. I think your favorite spot is the corner of the end zone. Is that right?
Yeah, for sure.
Uh-huh.
Love the corner.
Yeah, well, that's where most of your touchdowns have been coming from. Now, Worland was giving the defense a little bit of trouble today. What was the deal with that? Were you guys just caught off guard, or what?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I don't know. I guess I didn't play defense.
Yeah, you didn't play defense. You played great offense. Well, we got a guy coming up next that plays defense. But so, Evan, now you're 5-2, and you're in great shape. It's going to be a tough game next week, but you guys just take these one game at a time, don't you?
Yes, we do.
Uh-huh.
We focus on 1 week and 1 week only.
Yeah. Now, we called your name a lot in baseball season. You
Yeah.
were a part of the state championship Lobo team,
Mhm.
and that was pretty exciting. And I think I asked you last time if you preferred football or baseball.
Oh, baseball.
Baseball?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
baseball.
don't get hit in baseball, do you?
No.
No.
Well, I mean, I guess you do by the baseball.
Yeah,
but
but a little bit. But anyway, so tell us about your maturation on the team. You didn't get many looks early in the season, but here in the late season, you've been the clutch guy.
Yeah, no, I guess I've just been working on getting open and helping Brennan, find a place to throw it.
Uh-huh. All right. Well, congratulations. We appreciate all the work you're doing for the Tigers. One more game to go. Now, I know we talked about this just a little bit. The Tigers' goal is to not only make the quarterfinals, but to finally win the game.
Yes, that would be amazing,
Wouldn't
especially
that be
as a
great?
senior, yeah.
Yeah, as a senior, you want to go out with that. Well, Evan, congratulations on another great night for the Tigers. And let's get Tristan in here now for our Evan was our Gatorade player of the game. And Tristan Osborne, you are our Papa Murphy's player of the game. And you get free pizza. How about that? Looks like you can enjoy a pizza.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Now, I think you can refresh my memory, but I think on the first 7 plays of the game, you were in 4 of them.
Yeah.
You were really a monster on that defensive line.
Oh, yeah, for
today. Yeah. Now, I also saw you doing some blocking for Matisse Weaver at the same time. So you go double duty.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So tell us about why you like playing the position you do.
It's just getting on the outside and being able to make the play for the people behind me and even the people like me, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, you were really good. Worland was trying to run the ball on the outside, and you were closing you weren't letting them out there.
No.
No. Yeah. Is that what you practice a lot in practice?
Yeah, I think the scout guys a lot just because they get me ready for Friday and then being able to just adjust to the game speed and then going right to knowing the plays.
All right. Well, you've done a great job.
Thanks.
We love calling your name. We did a lot in the last 3 games, but today it was especially important because you were right in there from the very go. You were in on a lot of plays tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know how many tackles you had?
Huh?
Do you know how many tackles you had?
No.
No, I don't know either. But it was.
Tackles. I think he had 10.
I think he had 10. Yeah, at least 10. So that's great. Tristan, thank you for coming up.
Yeah, sure.
You're our player, one of our 2 players in the game. Now let's go get the Bearcats next week. Okay.
All right.
All right. Tristan Osborne, Mom is over here taking pictures. Yeah, way over here. So that's great. Congratulations. Very good. You bet. And we'll be right back with more of our Click It and Ticket postgame show after this.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
It's more than clocking in or collecting a paycheck. We are a network of caring professionals who want to be here, dedicated to serving our communities. We are Sage West Healthcare, our 2 campus hospitals in Riverton and Lander. We take pride in our region, our people, and our communities. Located in beautiful central Wyoming, filled with natural recreation in our own backyard. We are neighbors caring for neighbors, a community caring for its own. We are Sage West. We are recruiting the best, like you.
Riverton Vision Center offers comprehensive eye health exams, highly trained staff, and a large selection of fashion eyewear and sunglasses. Dr. Ballard, Dr. Hinkle, and Dr. Frazier offer over 70 years of experience. Call Riverton Vision Center at 856-9451 to schedule an appointment today.
From the wide open spaces to the canyon near you, Wyoming.com is reaching more homes and businesses than ever before. Now it's getting even better. Wyoming.com, expanding to an area near you.
Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at DuBois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunners Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunners Automotive, 856-2288.
Where to take my car.
That's right. Okay, back again with Coach John Scott. Congratulations, Coach, on another great victory for the Tigers.
Well, we'll take it. I mean, it didn't come without a lot of hard work of making some adjustments. We, they had us on our heels a little bit early on. We kept, they scored, they marched field, but we made them do a lot of plays, and by doing a lot of plays their first two series, we got to really see their whole arsenal. And then I thought our kids, once they started to see it at the game speed of Worland running it, they had seen it all week from our young freshmen, trying to show it. I think we made great adjustments to adapt to the game speed then. And by the time the second half rolled around, I think we played with a lot more confidence. We'd anticipated a little better without chasing things we didn't need to go that took us more out of position early on. They broke away with the big run. And, we'd worked on that. We figured with it when DeZanis was in the backfield. But, my hat's off to them. They did a great job in getting another quarterback, ready and stayed within their system and found a way to get the ball to their athletes. And it was scary when they did.
Yeah, it was, because they just marched right down the field.
They've got great athletes there. Those kids on a basketball floor up there have won some state championships. They run the floor like that. This is fast break basketball, fast break football for them.
Now, one of our players of the game was Tristan Osborne.
Yes.
And he was really involved early on in the game. We were calling his name all night long.
Well, he gives us that presence as a defensive end that's a little bit bigger and long. I mean, and that's kind of a key word, because that extra length that he has, whether it's an arm reach, he's getting his hands up, he batted a ball, with him going about 230, he's got a good mismatch there. He might not be the speed guy up the field like when we had Gabe in there, but we had to move Gabe more into an inside backer role now. But he gives us a really solid play, and the hit that he had down there on the jet sweep was something. Yeah. He's getting back into form now because he'd had those couple games out with the hand injury, and to have him back was huge for us in creating just one more spot of depth.
I know. I think you might set out a corner of the end zone over there and call that the Stevenson corner. He has really been
He did.
great.
But what a ball and what a concentration, what a catch.
Yeah.
And he got behind him. And so, man, that's been a big plus for us to have him be able to kind of emerge and do that on the outside, because we had been such an inside slot team with everybody, Gabe and Matisse. Now you got to stay honest a little bit because of what he's done the last couple of weeks, and Joel still being a threat on the other side. And then we had J.C. Courtier that made a huge catch for his first catch of the year that got pressed into service and jumped right in there. So that was huge.
And huge also was Brennan's interception at the 2.
Yeah, to have that again. And those are things that come to you when you force a team to take more snaps and not be giving up, the big play, but make them take 8, 10. Because I can tell you from my own experience, if it takes us if you're one fumble, one drop, anything with a high school football team, the more snaps you have to take.
Yeah, that was a 98-yard drive. That was a sweet drive.
Well, and used up some clock, but they made it tough because they come right at us, and so we're a little beat up.
Yeah.
We're sore. and we're going to have to figure out how to get a productive week, but be smart and get recovered.
Well, it's probably the toughest game of the year coming up on the road at Douglas.
Yeah, they give you, they just run their stuff. You can look back and use the same scout book from 5 years ago, and this is what Douglas does, and they do it well, and they almost tell you, what we're going to do, but they play with such a moxie of, go ahead, try to stop us. So
yeah, well, Coach, congratulations.
Well, thank you guys.
And give our kudos to the team.
I will. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks for stopping up.
Thank you. Okay.
Lander coach John Scott, and we'll go back with our Click It and Ticket show right after this.
Wyoglass wants to wish all the Lander Valley Tiger teams good luck this year. Wyoglass is locally owned and operated in Lander. They bleed green. Call or stop in today to get a quote on a window or get a quick fix on your window for a rock chip. Wyoglass is Lander.
Okay, Sean, let's take a look at our Click It and Ticket postgame show. I did some quick figuring here while we had our players and the coach up. Lander ended the contest with 388 yards total offense.
Wow.
They had 180 yards rushing, 204 yards passing, 388 yards total offense. Brennan Stauffenberg tonight was awesome. He had 17 passes. He completed, 11 of those for 169 yards. Just a tremendous night for Brennan Stauffenberg. Stevenson had 3 catches for 38 yards and a touchdown. Matisse Weaver had 7 catches for 128 yards. And I didn't figure in the 45 yards on the return for Harris in our total yardage, and that would have put the Tigers over 400 yards. Just an outstanding game by the Tiger offense.
Definitely. And when you hear those stats and you say, well, why wasn't Matisse Weaver player of the game? I think we picked him for player of the game like 3 different times. We want to give some love to a lot of people that are making this team so good. And if you don't know how good that was, the 388 yards, not even including the 45 yards on the return, that's over 100 yards over their average. They're averaging 279 yards per game. But passing was right up there around, they average about 164, so they were right around their average. But just a great game overall on offense. They had all cylinders firing, and they started early, and they just never really let up.
Yeah, the Worland Warriors had 246 yards of total offense compared to 388 for the Tigers. Mascaro, who started the game kind of strong, he didn't carry the ball much. He ended up with 4 carries for 13. Gonzalez had 3 carries for 5. Clark had 4 carries for 1 yard, and Dosanis was the big guy on the ground. He had 9 carries, 3 yards short of 100 yards. He did a great job on the ground.
I think what you said was Mascaro started off strong, and then I think they saw just how much Dosanis was doing with all the little touches he had. He was making big plays. So if I was a coach too, I would say, hey, if Dosanis is feeling it, give him the ball. If he's heating up, give him the ball, and that's exactly what they did.
And the quarterback, Clark, who came in for the injured Weber, he only missed 4 passes all night long. He was 13 of 17 for 130 yards, and 110 of that went to Gonzalez, who had 11 catches, 110 yards. Dosanis had 4 catches for 30 yards. So
what's crazy is two of those incompletions were drops. So it wasn't even his. He really only missed 2 passes. One of them was an overthrow on a screen pass, and the other one was an overthrow into the end zone, which was just 2 yards out of bounds, and that would have been a touchdown. So, I mean, he was on point tonight. Carter Clark, my hat is off to you, my man.
Yeah, this was a great game. Telly, I appreciate your help, Sean O'Brate. And we'll look forward to the write-up coming up in the Ranger and Lander Journal. The sports editor there and the sports director of Ohio Today Media on the radio side. So thanks for joining me again. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. We do apologize for those technical difficulties in the middle, but tomorrow, if you pay attention to the radio, I'll give you an update, and we will just go over everything that happened, as well as, like he said, Wednesday's edition of the Ranger and Lander Journal will have a full write-up on this story because this was a great game.
Tigers go to 5-4 on the year, 5-2 on the year, and Worland goes to 3-4. A big game coming up next weekend for Lander. It will be at Douglas. So on behalf of Lane Sanderson back at the studio, we appreciate her work today. This is Ernie Over speaking on behalf of Sean O'Brien and our sports club sponsors, bidding you a pleasant good evening from Lander. The Tigers 31 and the Warriors 13. Drive safely, everyone. Good night.
Back when I was riding in rodeos, I always made sure I was locked in, good and tight. Now as a touring musician, crisscrossing the country, I still make sure I'm locked in, good and tight. Of course I do.
Hauling ass, heading south, down the road in a gray Cadillac, coupe bill.
Buckle up for life, Wyoming.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized